so having a blacksmith in that time, of course, was a critical part of the estate's farming success. And what's really fascinating is that when the shop was outfitted with the tools in 1902, this is the original forge. So you're looking at a lot of tools in here that were actually here from the earliest days of this shop. So this is a Buffalo Forge out of Buffalo, New York, 1897, this forge right here. Still works as good today as in 1897, I can tell you. So that fire, I had it just kind of put to sleep for a second. And I'm going to bring it back to life with just a little bit of air.
What kind of temperatures are we talking?
We're talking 2,500 upward of 3,000 degrees the fire can get to. Because most of the time when I'm working a piece of steel here, guys, we're talking like 23, 2,600 degrees. Somewhere in that range is up to a nice bright yellow on the steel. So that's where we get it soft enough.
Is that coke?
Coke, yes sir. Yeah, this is a coke fire, guys, which is basically like charcoal made out of coal. And so the coke burns very warm, very clean. It's a great product to work with. So one of my newest projects, folks, is I've been practicing some roses. And so this, believe it or not, this piece I just put in the fire, I know y'all didn't get a great look at it, but you'll see in a second as I pull it out that it doesn't look much like a rose quite yet. Let's do one quick bend here. I'm going to put it in my vise and just get that bend over at about a 90. So now the rose can begin. This is kind of like a cooking show. I did all the boring work before you guys came, so you have to watch the 15 minutes or so before this part. But so what we've done here, guys, is taken the chisel and I've cut the petals, if you will, for the rose there. And I'm going to go ahead and just heat it up again. We're going to start the process of just rolling that piece around to form the rose now. And this is where it really becomes quite clear how this works. Folks, here in the shop, what I like to do these days, I just took over the job 3 weeks ago, as I mentioned. So I'm just kind of feeling out what projects work well for me. Our old master blacksmith, Doc Cudd, did a lot of very beautiful things here in the shop for years. He was probably most famous for his leaf keychains. Some of you have probably seen Doc's work before, I imagine.
How many of these have you made since last week?
Oh, 6 maybe or so. And I just realized this one is not going to be the prettiest one. I can guarantee it because I forgot a step. So that's all right. I'm just kind of showing you the basic concept, and we'll roll it up. What I didn't do is thin it out, and I'll show you all how it should have looked in a second after I'm making it. I got a little nervous, you know. Yeah. You know, the best way to learn something is in front of a crowd of strangers, I've found. Since I started out 6.5 years ago here in this shop, my first job at Biltmore was apprentice blacksmith. And I moved here from Indiana to take this job. You know, getting paid to be a blacksmith these days, as you can imagine, is not a job you find on every street corner. So I gladly came here to begin to pursue this craft. You know, and throughout those first couple of years, Ted began to train me to lead the ag tours and assist him with that program. And that job led me to a position with the farm operation for the last maybe 3 years or so. I've worked with the farm animals down over the hill. And so when Doc Cudd announced his retirement in December, I was very sad to hear that. And he asked me if he should put a good word in for me on his parting goodbye. And I hadn't thought about blacksmithing, honestly, probably ever again as part of my job here at Biltmore, but because I thought Doc would be here for 100 more years, I hope. You know? He seems kind of like a timeless fellow when you meet him, you know. But anyways, I was pretty excited to get a chance to get back into this shop and once again kind of learn some about blacksmithing and pursue this craft once more. So folks, this is a quick version. I don't want to steal all of your time here just in the shop, but if you can see, let's go ahead and just cool that off real quick. Anybody want a roast tattoo real quick?
More like branding.
Yeah, I know. Yes, sure. Not quite a tattoo. But guys, here's how it would have looked if I'd thinned it out. Just to show you, as I'm sorry I forgot that step, but that's what it will look like.
Huh?
Yeah.